You ever notice how some of the best games ever made don't exactly look the best? For example, Morrowind, Minecraft, or the first Deus Ex. Not exactly visual feasts, but absolute titans when it comes to influence and legacy. Meanwhile, you've got games with ultra high-end graphics, massive budgets, and all the latest tech that just kind of fade away after the launch. So what happened? Why do good graphics barely matter anymore? Let's talk about it. Here's the thing. None of the games are beloved just for how they looked. Well, except probably Crysis, though even this is debatable. If you strip away the visual spectacle, what's left is either solid gameplay systems, compelling freedom, or iconic moments that stuck with people. That is the point. Graphics might pull you in, but they don't keep you there. A game's heart isn't in the resolution. It's in how it plays, how it feels, and what it leaves behind. Let me give you an example. You ever walk into a room in Bloodborne, fog in the distance, something breathing behind a closed door, faint whispers in the background? It's not about ray tracing, it's about the vibe. Games like Limbo, Hotline Miami, or even Undertale have zero cutting-edge tech, and yet they're completely unforgettable. That's because atmosphere and style beat raw fidelity every time. You don't remember the exact pixel count of that foggy mountain, you remember how it made you feel. Modern games chase realism like it's the holy grail. Facial animations, 4K textures, motion capture, physically accurate water. And sure, it's impressive, but the cost? It's insane budgets, bloated development cycles, and games that feel like tech demos with a plot stapled on top. Forspoken looks pretty good, and almost no one cared about it. Meanwhile, Baldur's Gate 3 looks like an upscaled PS3 game, and it was the game of the year. Why? Because people aren't showing up for pixels. They are showing up for purpose. Indie games have basically proven this point for a decade now. Hollow Knight, Stardew Valley, Slay the Spire, Disco Elysium. None of those have amazing graphics in the traditional sense, but what they do have is style, vision, mood, and mechanics that serve the experience. Gamers aren't stupid. They know when something's beautiful because it wants to be, and when something's beautiful because it has to be. And honestly, the difference matters. Stylized games age like wine. Windwalker still looks gorgeous. Okami is basically a playable painting. Even Borderlands 2 with its cartoonish outlines still pops today. A good art style is timeless. And once you see that, you realize graphics were never the point. So yeah, graphics are cool. We all love breathtaking sunsets in Ghost of Tsushima or the neon haze of Cyberpunk. But the truth is, we reach a point where visual fidelity doesn't make or break a game anymore. What matters is creativity, soul, cohesion. Does the game know what it wants to be? Because a good game doesn't need to look real. It just needs to feel true. And if you ask me, that's something no graphical settings can replicate.